buenas personajillos, estamos en Simplemente Maite con más juegos What the Fuck. Y sí, algunos de vosotros habéis acertado. El siguiente juego What the Fuck va a ser de Stanley Parable. Así que bueno, allá vamos. Aquí como mola, o sea, en el ordenador este es lo que estamos haciendo nosotros. Bueno, vamos a empezar. Comenzar la partida. Por lo poco que he visto, es una paranoia de juego. Así que espero que no nos volvamos muy locos y que disfrutemos de Stanley Parable. Quería empezar este fin de semana, pero no puedo. Así que en cuanto pueda habrá directos.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Vale.
Employee number 427's job
Es el empleado
He sat
427.
at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Esto es lo que hace cada día, cada año, cada mes.
Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Creí que lo tenía en español. Vaya mierda.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
Oye, se me está bugueando,
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Vale. ¿No vas a hablar más? Vale. Creo que ya he dicho que lleva mucho rato trabajando, mucho tiempo allí, entonces como que de repente la oficina está desolada, no hay nadie y claramente ha pasado algo malo, algo así creo. Esperaba que estuviese en español, no sé si lo puedo cambiar desde aquí. No sé si tengo que... En la oficina creo que no tengo que hacer nada, debería salir. Como no había activado los subtítulos, pues no me he enterado. Yo soy así. Todos sus compañeros de trabajo habían desaparecido. ¿Qué podía ser? ¿De un memo? Bueno, ahora por fin están los subtítulos, así que ya os vais enterando. No hace falta que os lo vaya leyendo.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his coworkers.
Vale, qué mal rollo, o sea, justo. O sea, estoy mirando y tiene que decirlo. Vale, pues voy a seguir por aquí. El ratón se mueve un poco mal. Tenía que haber puesto un poco más de sensibilidad. No sé por dónde mierda tengo que ir. Ahora a ver. A ver. A ver si ahora no me he pasado. Vale, ahora mejor.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No sé si hacerle caso. ¡Ah, mierda! Ahí, venga, vamos a hacerle caso. Vamos por la izquierda.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling away
perfecto.
with disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Vale, vamos a... aquí tenemos todo lo que tenemos que hacer. Vamos a ir a la oficina del jefe. La verdad que está muy bien hecho. O sea, no sé, me gusta. Me está gustando. A ver si no termina siendo una paranoia demasiado seria y no nos volvemos aquí locos.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
¿Es a dónde voy? Coño, cómo cambia la cosa, ¿eh? Joder con el jefe. Tampoco hay
Stepping
nadie.
into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. But incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Me quedo
Amazing.
encerrada.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
¿Qué pasaje? ¿Cómo? Ah, coño, yo creo que me habían encerrado aquí. ¡Oh! ¡Me deslumbra! ¡No! Vale, ahora... Bueno, es que... Uf. Esto no se caerá. ¡Ay! ¿No corre? No. Luz roja, un botón rojo. Normalmente no hay que apretarlo. Pero aquí no se ve nada, así que bueno. Tendremos que darle. ¿No me dices nada? Oye, voz en off. No. Me recuerda una atracción que había en la feria que se llamaba realidad virtual o algo así. Me encantaba. Y me resulta muy parecida.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Coño. Que no, a ver, Maite, no te asustes que este juego no es de miedo. Coño. Claro, ya escucho cualquier
Stanley walked
ruido.
straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escucho cualquier ruido y me creo ya... Ah, ya empezamos. ¿Y por aquí? ¿Me vas a decir algo? Es que como me cierre por ahí, no puedo venir. Ahora, venga, ciérrame. Vaya, vamos. Control mental. Tendría que dar aquí, ¿verdad?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Pues claro que sí, claro que sí. Voy a averiguar qué es lo que está pasando.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers.
Coño.
Lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Aquí ha estado Obama. Ha estado Obama espiando a todos, sabiendo las conversaciones de todos. A ver. Joder, tengo un frío.
This
Maldito
mind
invierno.
control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Hostia, qué paranoia. No puede ser que simplemente quieren controlar a sus empleados para ver si trabajan o no.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone
Jamás.
else's control.
Jamás de los jamases.
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Para
Had he
por poder-
truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Pues oye, pues sí. Uy, creí que había un hueco
Here was
ahí.
the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored
Joder.
and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Tengo que bajar aquí. Es que me voy a quedar aquí encerrada por imbécil. Ah, no. ¿Por qué me paranoia y pienso cosas raras siempre? Facility power. Mind control item.
All of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Vaya,
And as
vamos.
the cold reality of his past
Me voy a
began
cargar
to sink
este
in, Stanley decided
sistema.
that this machinery would never again exert its...
¿Ves? Ahora le tendré que hacer caso. ¿Qué ha pasado?
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
¿De verdad ha terminado ya? Si yo creí que era un juego larguísimo.
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command.
Ah, vale.
Freedom
Y
was
decide
mere
quedarse,
moments
claro.
away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how
Así de
many
listo es
puzzles still
Stanley.
remained unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let
Sí,
go.
esta escalera van...
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever
verdad ha
life
acabado?
he lives, it will be his. And
¿En
that was
serio?
all he needed to know. It was perhaps
Pero que me voy a
the only
abrir la cabeza
thing
aquí,
worth
¿ah, no?
knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
¿Ha terminado?
And Stanley
No me lo puedo creer.
was
¿En
happy.
serio? No, pone cargando. Hasta aquí la primera parte de Stanley Parable. Espero que os esté gustando. Recordad que si es así, darle al like, dejar vuestros comentarios y suscribiros al canal si aún no lo habéis hecho, ya que es totalmente gratuito. Y nos veremos en el episodio 2. Chao, personajillos.